Just stay in that corner. Yeah, we don't really talk about you anymore. What's up, Fresh Squad? Back talking about new fragrances this time. Now, most of my videos have always been about fragrances that already existed, fragrance guides with lists that you should buy for summer, what's for spring, what are soapy fragrances. But today we are talking about a new fragrance, something that just got released this year, and not many people are really talking about it, but I'm going to talk about it because I actually own a fragrance in this line. I've smelled the other fragrances, and who doesn't like new fragrances? So before we get into this video, remember what you got to do. You got to like the video, you got to subscribe to me, you got to share the video, you got to comment all your thoughts about what I've said today and about the fragrance I'm about to talk about. You've already seen the title, so let's get right into it. Have you liked the video yet? Have you subscribed? All right, great. So you already know what we're talking about today. We're talking about this fragrance. Well, actually not this one. This is the one before the fragrance we're talking about. We're talking about this fragrance, Dolce and Gabbana K Eau de Parfum Intense. This is the Eau de Parfum, which I liked. It's not a bad fragrance, but it was just all right. So I thought I would get the sample of this bad boy and smell it. I was actually going to get the sample in Dillard's, but luckily I got the official one sent to me. Signed up for so many sample get-in sites, so when I get samples, I'm like, oh yeah, cool, another new one. But yeah, let's talk about this fragrance. I'm gonna spray it just for the sake of the video and talk about it while I'm smelling this baby today. So if you don't know about this line, this is a line of fragrances in Dolce & Gabbana that, aside from the light blue, which is more popular, this one kind of has its own vibe going for it, and they kind of got the summer version of it, which is the K. Then you have the K Eau de Parfum, which is kind of like an Evelyn wear to it. Then now you got the K Eau de Parfum Intense. Now, most people didn't really like the first one. I didn't really have much thoughts on it. I never bought it. I smelt it, but it wasn't good, wasn't bad. It was just all right. And they've been consistently keeping that throughout this line, so that's why nobody has really been talking about these, because these fragrances aren't like beast mode performing fragrances, and there aren't major compliment getting fragrances. Any one of these fragrances you smell, people are just going to be like, it smells all right. It smells all right. It's pretty basic, nothing great going for it, and it's not worth the price point retail for any of these fragrances. But maybe this one can change us. Maybe this one can change the narrative. Maybe this one can change all of those bad hate and comments that this fragrance line have gotten before, or maybe not. So this fragrance kind of opens up pretty similar to the previous one, which is the Eau de Parfum right there. Opens up with some fig. If you don't know fig, it's kind of like a woody note in there, citrus up top, but it deviates a bit further down into the fragrance with the leather notes. So the Eau de Parfum is a bit more bright, more citrus forward, higher projector. This one sits a lot closer to your skin, but the longevity on skin is a bit better. Not much citrus in this one. It's there. It still has that bright citrus to it, but it goes into a more darker, woodier, leather forward fragrance that it's not bad. So this one, I would say, is just all right too. I'm sorry guys, I tried to find something good, but it's just all right too. It's not anything that is going to wow persons. unless you're like really deep into fragrances, where you're deep into the fragrance notes, where you love the artistic side of fragrances and you admire the notes and all of that, then maybe you'll have a different opinion. But I speak for the mass public and also for a few fragrance heads in the fragrance community. So when I say this is not gonna get you any great compliments. It's not gonna be pushing into any room before you. It's just gonna be all right. It's gonna smell nice. It doesn't smell bad. I think I like it a little bit more than the eau de parfum, if I'm being honest, because of the direction it goes. I think it has a bit more of a character to it, but it's not going to be winning you any fragrance of the day awards. Now, in terms of performance, as I mentioned before, this fragrance, it is the intense version, and with basically all intense fragrances that I've smelled, fragrances that have an intense version to it, they usually have better longevity, and so does this one. By longevity, I mean it's going to stay longer on your skin, but it's not going to project as much. So if you spray this 3 times and you spray a eau de parfum 3 times, the eau de parfum is going to push out and project more, while the intense is going to sit kind of flatter, lower to your skin for a longer period of time. So do what you may with that information. Now, differences between these two fragrances, like I said, it's not that much, apart from the performance and the deviation of the notes. Once it starts to dry down, they are pretty much the same in the opening, leads down into that slight difference there that makes them stand apart. Do I think it's worth it? No, I don't think it's worth it full retail. If you like what the scent is, then I would say wait until it hits discounters. I'm not even sure if it's hit discounters yet. I'm not even gonna look because I don't really care about this fragrance right now. Not hating on it, but it's just one of those fragrances that you're gonna say, it's all right. I'll just keep it over there. Just stay in that corner. Yeah, we don't really talk about you anymore. Sorry, Dolce and Gabbana, but that's what you're doing with the fragrances. You're not wowing anybody. And I think this is probably going to be the last fragrance in this line, because after Intense, the only thing really left to do is go Elixir. Dolce and Gabbana doesn't have any Elixir yet, and if they are going to have any Elixir, that is probably going to be in the light blue line, because that's their most successful line. So not really anything special here, guys. Yeah, I bought this as a blind buy based on reviews. I like it. It's not bad. It's fresh and sweet, office type of fragrance. I would say get this if you're gonna get one for like daytime. It can also be worn at evening time. I say get the Intense for evening time, or date nights type of situation, cooler times. I would say the eau de parfum is for summer. Eau de parfum Intense is for much cooler times, winter. That's where that fragrance will really shine. Like I said, again, not a bad fragrance, but it's not going to be wowing anyone. So those are my quick thoughts on the new Dolce & Gabbana K Eau de Parfum Intense. Not a bad fragrance, but not a great one or groundbreaking one either. There are many other options. I would say look into them if you want a fragrance with leather in there and citrus as well. Yeah, that's really it. Hope you guys liked the video today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, all the good stuff, because that helps me, and once that helps me, that helps you. So help me to help you. All right, until next time, I will see you guys. Big up.